While I've never and would never clock my kids with a brush, I most definitely have told my girls if they don't want to take care of their hair or let me, it needs to get cut shorter. Okay, so first of all, I'm really happy that you haven't cut it shorter, it sounds like. And for everybody out there, this is on a video where I was talking about how my narcissistic mother used to cut my hair in a Dorothy Hamill cut, and then people had commented in, and I remembered how she would also brush my hair in that way of like hitting my head with the hairbrush and pulling it back. And if I had any sort of face, as she would call it, the face, an emotional reaction, she would just get worse and all hell would break loose and it would just be a disastrous situation for me. This is one of those things that narcissistic parents do. They take very ordinary activities and they turn them into power plays, control, and abuse opportunities. I'm really happy that you have not cut your kids' hair shorter and that you would never brush their hair in that way. And I'm using the word brush very openly here because that's not brushing a child's hair. And I would say to you that, I think it's a normal reaction to at times make these threats to our children that are empty threats or threats that are, out of line with what's going on. And threatening to cut a kid's hair off because they're not taking care of it adequately isn't teaching them anything. It really, and I'm not judging you here, I just want to talk about this as a dialogue because you have not done this. So please, nobody come on and throw shade or hate on this person's comment because there's nothing, bad about the intention of it. I think we need to talk about better ways to do things. That's why I wanted to make this video and respond to you. We oftentimes have a habit. We'll make, an empty threat. We're human. We might lose our minds a little, our tempers a little. We're human. It's what we do after that. And of course, how we do that as well, right? Like we might make an empty threat that's way off the charts that can be really damaging. We want to make sure we're not doing that. If we do that, we need to come in, take ownership of our behavior, and use that as a teachable moment of what accountability looks like and changed behavior and what not being a toxic parent or person looks like. And having conversation and building communication out of something that's negative and making it into something positive and not a repeated experience for you or your child. Threatening your children doesn't instill in them the willingness to do something. It just instills fear of a particular consequence, or worse yet, fear of you. So if it were me, the way that I would go about getting my child to take care of themselves is teaching them that sense of pride. It's important that you put your best foot forward, that you go out into the world showing other people that you care about yourself, and giving them the lessons behind that and making the chore of hair care, easier, allotting a time, creating structure. That's our responsibility as a parent. And the more structure, not control, but structure that we can create in a child's life, the more stability they have. So for example, I don't know where hair care comes into your house. Maybe it's before school. Making sure we get up in time and we have a little timer set even. Listen, you need to take 5 minutes. Here's the timer and take care of your hair. This is the time to do this now. And then praise and positive reinforcement. Thank you. That looks really nice. You did a really great job. Whatever it is. This prevents us from ending up in situations where we're making either empty threats or threats we have to follow through on because now we've made, a promise that we're going to do something that is going to create damage later on down the road. Sometimes, that happens as well. And while we're not intentionally being abusive in that moment, we are probably passing down trauma or creating trauma where we need to be more mindful and not do that. Again, I know it's not easy. It is easy not to abuse your child, but it's not easy not to be frustrated at times. We have busy lives. We're trying to run households, keep down jobs and raise children, and it's complicated and all that. And I really do want to, say that we're all going to have moments that our child's going to come back and go, that time really did this, that, and the other. It's what we do in those moments that really counts, and also looking for opportunities not to create those moments, but create moments that prevent those traumatic incidences from occurring in the first place. So you didn't ask for my advice, but I'm giving it anyway, and I hope that it's helpful. I am a mom of 3, a grandmother of 2. I didn't do everything right, but I also didn't abuse my children, and so there's that. I am speaking from the experience of being a parent. And as a side note to that, I'm a mom of 3, but I was a stepmother also to 2. So we had a blended family with 5 children under the age of 9. And I can tell you, structure is your best friend. Thank you for your comment and the opportunity to talk about this, because I think this stuff is really important. And I will see you soon. Thanks again.